Hello YouTube, Ready Reptiles here with another video. In today's video, we're going to be feeding all my sulcata tortoises watermelon and cantaloupe. Obviously, I have a lot more because I do have a lot of tortoises. But in this video, I'm going to explain the benefits, when it should be fed, why you should feed it, and why you shouldn't feed it too often. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and let's get started. Alright guys, so I've already went ahead and chopped up the watermelon. As you can see, with 3 mini watermelons, I got this much. Today is going to be kind of like a treat feeding for them. You guys know with grassland species like sulcata tortoises, feeding them high sugary foods and lots of fruit is not good for them. And I always mention that when I do feed watermelon, I like to feed it about once or twice a month, depending as a source of hydration. Now, it is going to have sugar. They'll be fine with once a month feedings. But it just kind of, attracts them to the color. They'll enjoy the treat and they'll be hydrated at the same time. So as you can see right here, we cut up the watermelon. I still have some of the cantaloupe to go, and I'm just going to spread this across my 3 different groups. Group 1, Group 2, Wind and Dixie. I'll feed the radiateds, the aldabras, even some of the iguanas will get some of this. So we're going to run a time lapse of me cutting the cantaloupe. So hope you guys enjoyed. Alright guys, so here is group number 1. We've got Gabs, there is Daisy, here is Gaia, over there is Goobs. He got one of the cantaloupes right away. So basically what I'm doing is I'm placing down all the melons on the floor. As you can see, they might get dirty just a little bit, but that does not matter because remember, these animals in the wild aren't eating clean food sources regardless anyway. So the reason why I like to feed melons in general as a good source of fruit for them is because, one, the color is very bright, and tortoises are very motivated on color. So the more they'll see the reds, the oranges, the different greens that come out of some of these fruits, they are going to be able to have a more of a drive for it. Now, sulcata tortoises will eat anything that you give them, so that's why it's also important to understand that feeding them certain things is very harmful. Now, sulcata tortoise is also a high in fiber diet kind of animal, so we cannot be giving them high sugar all the time. So when people feed just sugar all day long, that is very damaging for a tortoise like this because their digestive tract cannot handle it. So when we do feed fruit, you want to do it in moderation, and the fruit that I choose, like I explained previously, are melons such as watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe, things like that, because they're going to get hydration from it, because the high content of this is water, so they're going to be just eating it, and it's a great form to supplement their hydration. So along with this, you obviously want to have fresh, clean water inside their habitats at all times, and once a month, twice a month, depending on availability. If I can buy it or not, we like to give them this as a treat. So you got to understand that it's a treat. It's not a staple in their diet. It's something that we just kind of provide as a form of changing things up, giving them a different kind of enrichment. And also, as you notice, melons have a very hard outside skeleton. So when they do bite these things, like Gabs is right there, it's a great way to kind of naturally trim their beaks as well. So the same goes for feeding squashes and things like that. So when they start biting the watermelon, the outside of the cantaloupe, that's just going to help them trim their beak naturally. So I thought I'll just make this little clip here. What we're going to do is we're also going to feed group number 2 with Quattro and those females, Win and Dixie, and then we'll wrap up the video. Alright, so we've made it to Win and Dixie here. As you guys know, I have these 2 kind of separated from everybody else just because Win is a younger male and he can't win against Goobs or Quattro because they are much larger, and I don't want any of those 2 killing each other and vice versa. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to place a few pieces here. I obviously don't feed them too much just because there are only 2 tortoises, and I want to save some for the rest because I have a much larger group on the other side, which you guys saw in my most recent video. We also built the heated shelter that I'll show you guys here, give you guys a little update on how that's going and what I'm doing with it as well. So I'm just kind of placing it down. Remember, feeding fruit, you want to do it in moderation. That is very important, but it's also important to give variety into your diet. So along with the hays, the grasses, the different produces, and the occasional fruit that I like to provide, just kind of keep that in mind when feeding it. People do feed bananas, they do feed strawberries and other things to your sulcata tortoises. I've done it before in moderation as well. I won't feed that on a monthly basis either. I kind of do that once in a blue moon as a treat. But this though is a great way to hydrate your animal, as long as you keep also fresh water in the habitat, because sulcata tortoises and every animal and every tortoise will drink water. I also get that question asked all the time. Oh, my tortoise is not drinking, I don't see it drinking, blah blah blah. And obviously you're not going to see it drinking in front of you, but like myself, I have caught my tortoises drinking as well, and I've made that you know, little note on other videos as well. So what we're going to do in the next clip is we're going to go to group number 2. All right, so here we are with group number 2. There's Cuatro, there's one of the females. Inside the hide, as you can see, it is being used. We've got Violet, Indigo, and one of the other females as well. So those girls back there, they might just be tired and gonna call it for the day, but I did place the food right in front of their shelter, so they'll smell it, they'll hear the other tortoises eating it, and hopefully they'll come and get a few bites as well. But if they don't, it's okay. You know, they know if they're hungry or not. Another thing that I wanted to add as well is a day like today where I will feed watermelon, I won't feed hay or I won't feed produce, just because obviously it has lots of water here. So if it does kind of spill over onto the hay could get muggy, and we don't want that. So just to avoid kind of like a little bit of mold and things to form, I would just avoid feeding that. So like I said, when you do feed this, moderation is very important. Sulcata tortoise isn't going to be finding fruit all the time in the wild, and yes, I do agree that in the wild, when they do see a fruit fall on the ground or something, they will be opportunistic and they will eat it. But that's being said, they're not, you know, finding fruit all the time, because they do cover such a vast region. So primarily they're just getting high fibrous dry grasses, which, as we know, is what sulcata tortoise's main diet should be. So right here, this girl is enjoying a lovely, you know, watermelon piece. Cuatro's enjoying some cantaloupe. There comes Indigo. She's gonna enjoy, you know, whatever she gets her first bite on. Those 2 girls back there, you know, they should wake up if they smell it. And also, these tortoises might not finish this. Also, there will be some leftovers. I'll leave this overnight out here like that. I'll be able to, you know, just clean it up in the morning, and then they'll get hay on a Friday, because today is a Wednesday. So I just thought I would show you guys this. It's gonna be a little bit of a shorter video here. I'm just kind of rambling on. It's more just kind of a vlog-like style where we show you guys how these guys eat, and it's just super cool. And remember, you know, you can also feed honeydew, which I wasn't able to buy, but you know, today I got cantaloupe and watermelon. And oftentimes, here's a kind of like a little fun fact, they will eat the seeds, and when they do poop it, I found little watermelon, you know, seeds growing in the ground here. So it's kind of cool, you know, if you have an area where your sulcata kind of free roams, walks around, you might have a natural kind of cultivation where they fertilize and deposit. So different noises are coming out of different tortoises. It's because, you know, they all have kind of a different way they like to eat it. And one thing I like to show is the little tongue of the tortoise, how they enjoy and bite it. So I also forgot to show you the heated shelter, because I said I would update you guys. It's not yet done. It's still kind of the same place that we ended the last video on, but I did paint over it a little bit with a small first coat of primer. I obviously have to do another coat as well, and I will, you know, obviously, you know, finish it off and seal it off. But the reason why I did this is because I want to protect the Durox as much as possible. I got some comments on my TikTok saying that it'll break with the rain, but I doubt that, just because this is used for bathrooms as well. So it's obviously prone to getting wet or, you know, being around water. So as you can see, I just kind of lightly coated it. Tomorrow I'll put another coat on it, then we'll paint it finishly. I still have to do that part because I couldn't reach, so I need to buy a roller. So, you know, as you can see, it's just a bunch of projects going on all at once. But, you know, you guys deserve to know the updates of this. Obviously, I didn't buy the wood yet. I haven't screwed that in yet. So we're still here with the tortoises. They're enjoying their melons as well. So as you can see, everybody got a nice hydrated snack today. We just left group number 2. Here is group number 1. We just saw Win and Dixie. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Subscribe, rate, comment, likes, and see my fellow herpers, please comment down below what you guys want to see on my channel. And if you guys enjoy videos like these, obviously go check me out on TikTok at Red Reptiles, and on Instagram as well, where I post daily content. So hopefully this wraps up the video. Hope you guys learned something new, and thank you so much for watching.